Welcome back to Healthy Aging Tips. Take a moment to settle in. If you are seated, feel the back of the chair supporting your spine. If you are standing, feel the floor beneath your feet. I want you to be fully present with me right now because we are about to challenge a belief that has been ingrained in you for decades. We are going to talk about walking. Now, before you worry, I am not here to tell you to stop walking. Walking is a beautiful, rhythmic, meditative practice. It is good for your heart, it is good for your soul, and it is wonderful for clearing your mind. But here at Healthy Aging Tips, we deal in hard medical truths. And the truth I need to share with you today is this. If walking is the only form of exercise you are doing, you are not slowing down the aging process. In fact, in some very specific biological ways, you might still be accelerating it. I see this constantly in my clinic. A patient comes in, perhaps 65 or 70 years old. They are dealing with hip pain, or they feel unsteady on the stairs, or they simply feel weak. And when I ask about their activity level, they look at me with pride and say, "But doctor, I walk 3 miles every single day. I get my 10,000 steps." They are confused. They did what they were told. They stayed active. So why are they losing muscle? Why are their balance failing? Why is their posture collapsing? The answer lies in the concept of specific adaptation. Your body is an incredibly efficient machine. It only keeps the tissues that it needs to survive the demands you place on it. Walking is a low-load, linear, repetitive activity. It uses slow-twitch endurance fibers. It does not challenge your balance significantly once you have momentum. It does not require high levels of force. So what happens? Your body says, "I don't need my fast-twitch muscle fibers anymore because we never sprint." It says, "I don't need thick, dense bones because we never lift anything heavy." It says, "I don't need extreme ranges of motion in the hips because we only move legs forward and backward." This leads to a condition called sarcopenia, the poverty of the flesh, the loss of muscle mass. It leads to a loss of proprioception, your body's ability to sense itself in space. It creates a body that can walk for miles on a flat road but cannot catch itself if it trips on a rug. This is what I call the walker's paradox. You are aerobically fit, but structurally fragile. But we can change this. We can fix this. Today, we are going to learn how to turn your daily movement from a passive maintenance routine into an active rebuilding protocol. We are going to discuss 5 specific biological gaps that walking leaves behind, and I am going to give you 5 targeted habits to fill those gaps. We are going to discuss stimulating neuroplasticity to rewire your brain for speed. We are going to discuss mechanotransduction to harden your bones. We are going to discuss lubricating your synovial fluid to unstick your stiff joints. You are not just a walker. You are an athlete of aging, and athletes need more than just a stroll. Let's begin with the first missing link.
Habit number 1, the muscle anchor. Reversing sarcopenia through time under tension. The first major gap in a walking-only lifestyle is the lack of intensity required to stimulate muscle growth. Walking is an endurance activity. It utilizes type 1 muscle fibers. These are your marathon runners. They are efficient, they don't tire easily, but they are small. As we age past 60, we don't lose type 1 fibers very fast. What we lose at a terrifying rate of about 3 to 5% per decade are our type 2 fibers. These are the strength fibers, the power fibers. These are the muscles that give you shape, that protect your joints, and that boost your metabolism. When you only walk, you are neglecting these type 2 fibers. You are essentially allowing sarcopenia to eat away at your strength reserves because you are never sending a signal to the body that strength is necessary. The physiology here is simple. If the demand isn't there, the supply is cut. Your body is frugal. It will break down unused muscle tissue to save energy. We need to introduce a stimulus that tells the body, wait, we need this muscle. We need to build armor. The routine, the gravity defiance protocol. We're going to perform 3 movements that you can do at home which provide the resistance walking lacks. First, the slow motion sit. Walking is mostly momentum. I want to remove momentum. Stand in front of your chair or sofa, feet shoulder-width apart. I want you to lower yourself down toward the seat, but I want you to take a full 5 seconds to get there. Count it with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hover 1 inch above the seat. Hold it. Feel the burn in your thighs? That is the signal we are looking for. That is type 2 muscle fiber activation. Now stand up quickly. Do this 10 times. We are turning a passive act of sitting into a strength-building event. Second, the doorway press. Walking does nothing for your upper body pushing strength. Find a doorway, place your hands on the frame at chest height. Lean your body weight forward, letting your chest move through the door. Then push yourself back to standing. To make it harder, step your feet further back. This engages the pectorals, the triceps, and the shoulders, muscles that atrophy rapidly when we only focus on the legs. Perform 15 repetitions. Third, the stair pause. If you have stairs, walk up them. But here's the change. On every step, I want you to pause and push your heel down into the step, fully straightening your leg before taking the next one. Don't just bounce up. Drive through the step. This mimics a leg press machine. It loads the hips and the glutes with your full body weight against gravity. Nutrition and biochemistry. To support this muscle building, we must discuss protein bioavailability. As we age, our digestive efficiency drops. We produce less stomach acid. This means you might eat protein, but you aren't absorbing it all. To fight sarcopenia, you need to trigger a sensor in your cells called mTOR. This sensor only turns on when there's a significant amount of amino acids in the blood, specifically one called leucine. Walking burns fuel. Strength training requires building blocks. You must ensure you are getting 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein within the window of your targeted exercise. Think of eggs, Greek yogurt, or a collagen peptide supplement mixed with whey or plant protein. Without this, the exercise is just stress without the repair. Mindset and behavioral cue. The mindset here is resistance is medicine. When you feel that burn in your legs during the slow sit or the fatigue in your arms at the door, do not shy away from it. That sensation is not injury. That sensation is the biological signal for growth. That burn is the feeling of sarcopenia leaving the body. Cinematic visualization. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine your muscles are not just flesh, but a suit of woven steel cables under your skin. With every slow, deliberate repetition, you are tightening the weave. You are adding a new layer of protective plating. You are building an exoskeleton that holds you upright, strong, and unshakable against the pull of gravity.
Habit number 2, the speed signal, igniting the fast twitch response. Now, let's address the second gap. Walking is rhythmic and predictable. It has a steady tempo. But life is chaotic. A dog runs in front of you. You slip on a patch of wet leaves. A cup falls off the counter. To handle these moments, you don't need endurance. You need power. You need speed. The ability to generate force quickly is the first thing to go as we age. This is the difference between tripping and recovering versus tripping and falling. This is mediated by neuroplasticity. the speed at which your brain sends an electrical impulse to the muscle. When we only walk at a moderate pace, our nervous system gets lazy. The myelin sheath, that insulation around your nerves that speeds up signals, can degrade. The connection becomes like dial-up internet when we need fiber optics. We need to wake up the system. We need to surprise the body. The routine, the ignition series. We are not going to sprint down the street. That is unsafe. We are going to use micro-speed movements. First, the chair stomp. Sit in a firm chair, feet flat. I want you to lift one knee and then drive the foot back down into the floor as fast as you possibly can. Bam, like you were crushing a soda can. Lift slowly, strike fast. Do 10 on the right, 10 on the left. You are training the brain to send a high-velocity signal to the leg. This is the exact circuit used when you trip and need to plant your foot to stop a fall. Second, the wall ball shadow. Stand facing a wall about arm's length away. Imagine you're holding a basketball at your chest. I want you to pretend to chest pass that ball into the wall as hard and fast as you can, extending your arms and snapping your wrists, then pulling them back instantly. It's a punch, essentially. Do 20 rapid repetitions. We are training the fast twitch fibers of the upper body to react. Third, the sit-to-stand power. Remember our slow sit? Now we do the opposite. Sit in your chair, lean forward. I want you to stand up as explosively as possible. Try to get to a full standing position in under 1 second. Stand up like the chair is hot. Then sit back down slowly. The slow down builds muscle. The fast up builds power. Nutrition and biochemistry. To support nerve speed, we need to look at the health of the nervous system itself. This brings us to omega-3 fatty acids. Your brain is 60% fat. The myelin sheath, that insulation around your nerves that speeds up signals, requires healthy fats to maintain its integrity. If you have high systemic inflammation, that signaling slows down. Omega-3s, found in fish oil, algae oil, or walnuts, help reduce that inflammation and support the cognitive reserve required for fast reaction times. You are literally greasing the lightning in your nerves. Mindset and behavioral cue. Your cue here is snap, don't drag. Throughout your day, find moments to move quickly. When you reach for the salt shaker, do it with a little zip. When you turn to look at someone, turn your head with purpose. Stop moving in slow motion. Remind your body that it is capable of velocity. Cinematic visualization. Visualize your nerves as a vast network of fiber optic cables glowing blue throughout your body. When you do these quick movements, imagine a spark of bright white lightning traveling from your brain to your toes in a millisecond. There is no lag. There is no delay. You are instant. You are electric.
Habit number 3, the rotational release, lubricating the 3D body. The third gap in walking is that it is strictly linear. You move forward, your arms swing forward and back, your legs move forward and back. But the human body is designed to move in 3 dimensions. We are designed to twist, to turn, to sidestep, to reach. When we simply walk, we starve the joints of movement in the rotational plane. The physiology here involves synovial fluid. This is the oil in your joints. It nourishes the cartilage. But here is the catch. Synovial fluid is only released and circulated when the joint is moved through its full range of motion. If you never twist your spine, the discs dry out. If you never rotate your hips, the ball and socket joint becomes stiff and rusty. Furthermore, we need to talk about fascia. This is the connective tissue web that wraps your muscles. If you only move in straight lines, the fascia creates fuzz or adhesions in the rotational patterns. You literally become stiff because your internal wetsuit has shrunk and hardened in the places you don't move. The routine, the 3D lubes. We are going to take your linear body and make it multidimensional. First, the seated lighthouse. Sit on the edge of your chair, feet planted wide. Cross your arms over your chest. Keep your hips glued to the chair. Now rotate your head and shoulders to look as far to the right as you can. Imagine you are a lighthouse scanning the horizon. Hold for 2 seconds. Now rotate all the way to the left. Do this 10 times. Feel the gentle wring out of the spine. We are squeezing stale fluids out of the discs and inviting fresh hydration in. Second, the side lunge shift. Stand with feet wider than shoulder width. Keep your feet planted. Gently bend one knee and shift your weight to that side, keeping the other leg straight. You should feel a stretch in the inner thigh of the straight leg. Then shift to the other side. This lateral movement is completely missing from walking. It targets the adductors and abductors, the muscles that stabilize your pelvis. Third, the figure 8 hip. Stand holding a countertop. Imagine there is a pencil attached to your tailbone. I want you to draw a figure 8 on the floor with your hips. Swoop around, cross over, swoop around. This creates internal and external rotation in the hip socket, polishing the joint surface in 360 degrees. Nutrition and biochemistry. For tissue elasticity, we must focus on hydration and collagen. Your fascia is largely made of water and collagen protein. As we age, we tend to dehydrate. The thirst mechanism dulls. Dehydrated fascia is like beef jerky, tough and brittle. Hydrated fascia is like a raw steak, supple and resilient. Drinking water is step 1, but consuming collagen peptides or bone broth provides the specific amino acids, glycine and proline, that your body uses to repair that connective tissue web. Mindset and behavioral cue. The mindset is explore the corners. Think of your body like a room. Walking only cleans the center of the room. I want you to dust the corners. Reach high, reach behind you, twist to the side. Don't let the cobwebs form in the ranges of motion you don't use. Cinematic visualization. Imagine your joints, your hips, your spine, your shoulders are made of polished amber. As you do these rotations, visualize warm golden oil pouring over them. Every twist works the oil deeper into the mechanism. The grinding stops, the stiffness melts. You are moving with the silent, smooth precision of a high-end machine.
Habit number 4, the sensory challenge, waking up proprioception. Habit number 4 addresses the zombie mode of walking. Walking is a learned, automatic motor pattern. You can walk while thinking about your grocery list, worrying about your bills, or talking on the phone. Your brain is on autopilot. While this is efficient, it does not maintain your balance system. Balance relies on 3 inputs: your eyes, vision, your inner ear, vestibular, and the nerve sensors in your joints and feet, proprioception. When you walk on flat, paved sidewalks, your proprioception goes to sleep. You rely heavily on your eyes. If the lights go out, or if you turn your head quickly, you become unstable. To preserve independence, we need to challenge the balance system. We need to introduce instability in a controlled environment, so the brain has to work to find center. We need to build cognitive reserve in your movement map. The routine, the stability stress test. These exercises must be done near a wall or counter for safety. We are inducing a wobble on purpose. First, the tandem stance. Stand next to your support. Place one foot directly in front of the other, heel to toe, like you're on a tightrope. Distribute your weight evenly. Now, try to let go of the support. You will feel your ankles twitching. You will feel your core adjusting. That is the brain calibrating your position. Hold for 30 seconds, then switch feet. This forces the brain to rely on narrow base support, which walking typically avoids. Second,
the single leg hover. Stand tall, shift your weight to one leg. Lift the other foot just 1 inch off the floor. Do not lift it high, just hover it. Now here is the challenge. I want you to slowly look up at the ceiling, then down at the floor, then left, then right. By moving your eyes, you are removing the visual anchor. Your ankle has to work overtime to keep you upright. This integrates the vestibular system with your muscles. Third, the clock reach. Stand on one leg, lightly holding on if needed. With the floating foot, I want you to tap the floor at 12 o'clock front, 3 o'clock side, and 6 o'clock back, then return to center. You are shifting your center of gravity and forcing your standing leg to stabilize you against that shift. This mimics real life, reaching for a bag, stepping over a dog toy. Nutrition and biochemistry. We return to magnesium here, but also vitamin B12. Nerve signal transmission relies heavily on B12. A deficiency in B12, which is common in seniors due to absorption issues, can lead to peripheral neuropathy, numbness in the feet. If you can't feel your feet, you can't balance. Ensure your levels are optimized. We want high-fidelity signals coming from your feet to your brain. Mindset and behavioral cue. Your cue is wobble is work. Many seniors feel a wobble and think, oh no, I'm getting worse. No, the wobble is the workout. The wobble is your brain learning. If you're perfectly stable, you aren't learning. Embrace the twitching ankle. It is your body calculating, adjusting, and strengthening. Cinematic visualization. Visualize a gyroscope spinning in the center of your pelvis. It is a brilliant silver spinning disc. No matter how you move your limbs, no matter how much you lean, that gyroscope stays perfectly level, perfectly centered. It anchors you. You can move freely around it, but you never lose your center.
Habit number 5, the anti-gravity extension, defeating the postural collapse. Finally, we must discuss the geometry of walking. Look at most people over 60 walking. Head forward, shoulders rounded, upper back hunched, hips tight. They are essentially falling forward and catching themselves with every step. Walking, unfortunately, encourages this anterior dominance. We do everything in front of us. We cook, we type, we drive, we walk forward. The muscles on the front of the body, the flexors, get tight and short. The muscles on the back of the body, the extensors, get weak and long. This posture collapses the chest, restricting lung capacity. Shallow breathing keeps your body in a state of stress, elevating cortisol and driving systemic inflammation. It creates a closed body language that signals frailty to the world and to your own brain. We need to open up. We need to activate the posterior chain, the muscles that pull you back and up. The routine, the extension-expansion. We are going to reverse the slump. First, the wall angel. Stand with your back against a wall. Try to touch your heels, your hips, your shoulders, and the back of your head to the wall. This alone might be a stretch. Now put your arms up in a stick-em-up position, elbows and wrists touching the wall. Slide your arms up and down, fighting to keep contact with the wall. This activates the weak muscles between your shoulder blades and opens the tight chest muscles. Second, the hip flexor release. Stand with a wide split stance, 1 foot forward, 1 back. Tuck your tailbone under. Gently lunge forward until you feel stretch in the front of the hip of the back leg. Raise the arm on the same side as the back leg and reach over your head. Walking tightens the hip flexors. This opens them. If your hips are tight, your glutes cannot work. Third, the scapular squeeze walk.
This acts as a bridge between our exercises and your daily walk. For every 5 minutes you walk, I want you to spend 30 seconds walking with your palms facing forward and your shoulder blades pinched together. Imagine you are trying to hold a pencil between your shoulder blades. This externally rotates the shoulders and resets your posture while you move. Nutrition and biochemistry. We need to talk about bone density and structural integrity. Vitamin D3 and K2. Vitamin D helps you absorb calcium. Vitamin K2 directs that calcium into the bones and out of the arteries. This combination is crucial for the skeletal structure that supports your posture. If the vertebrae weaken, osteoporosis, they can develop microfractures that lead to the dowager's hump. Strong bones allow for strong posture. Mindset and behavioral cue. The cue is crown to the sky. Imagine there is a golden thread attached to the very top of your head, pulling you upward. You are not pushing off the ground, you are being suspended from the sky. This thought immediately engages your core and lengthens your neck. Cinematic visualization. Close your eyes and imagine you are growing. Feel the space between your vertebrae expanding. Imagine your chest opening like a book. You are getting taller. You are taking up space. You are not shrinking into old age. You are expanding into your wisdom. You are a pillar.
Let's bring this all together. I want you to keep walking. Please, keep walking. Enjoy the fresh air, enjoy the rhythm, but understand that walking is the foundation, not the entire house. If you rely on walking alone, you are letting the walls crumble while you sweep the floor. By adding these 5 elements, strength for your muscles, speed for your nerves, rotation for your joints, balance for your brain, and extension for your posture, you are doing something profound. You are building a body that is capable of independence. That is the core mission here at Healthy Aging Tips. Longevity is not just about living a long time. It is about living with capacity. It is about being able to get off the floor playing with your grandkids. It is about carrying your own groceries. It is about trusting your body to navigate the world without fear. You have the tools now. You understand the physiology. You know about sarcopenia, and you know how to beat it. You know about neuroplasticity, and you know how to use it. You are stronger than your age. You are more adaptable than you have been told. Start with one habit. Maybe tomorrow you do the slow sit. Maybe the next day you try the tandem stance. Just start. If you found value in this deep dive, if you want to understand not just what to do, but why you are doing it, please click that subscribe button and join the Healthy Aging Tips community. In our next session, we are going to tackle another major myth of aging, the concept of bad knees and how to regenerate cartilage without surgery. You won't want to miss it. Stand tall, move with purpose, and I'll see you in the next video.